Today we'll be making this speaker grille with a raised up logo using Boolean Assistant, the Array tool, doing some background removal using Lightburn. The first thing I'll do is create a rectangle with the dimensions 230 millimeters by 100 millimeters. Of course, for your project these sizes may differ. Next up, using the Array tool, I will create an inward offset with a value of 5 for this rectangle. Next, create another rectangle and give this rectangle a value of 75 millimeters by 35 millimeters. Line the top of this smaller rectangle up along the top edge of the bigger rectangle and use the target tool after selecting them both and centralize the whole thing. Select this small rectangle and the smaller of the two larger rectangles and activate the Boolean Assistant. It is subtract B from A we need for this stage. Making another small rectangle here with the dimensions 65 millimeters by 25 millimeters, and we're going to put this on its own layer set to fill. Choosing my logo here. Once I've loaded it onto the screen, I'll change it to the same layer as the blue rectangle. This is important so it stands up against the background. Just a quick resize to make sure it fits into the middle. Select the rectangle and the logo, choose the target tool to make sure it's perfectly centered. Creating a 10mm by 10mm hexagon shape here, and then we will use the Array tool to create our speaker grid. I like to line the first piece up here against the work so I have some idea how wide and how tall I want to make it. I make the X and Y spacing at 2.1 for correct spacing. I then keep clicking until I have enough hexagons to cover the entire length of the piece. I click on reverse direction here so the hexagons I make next will go down the page rather than up. Make a little change there to make it 2.1. Then I repeat the same process, but this time counting them down till I feel I have enough to cover the area. Select all of the hexagons and group them together, and while they're selected, use the Shift key to select the inner rectangle and the target key to center them all together. Making sure the hexagons and the inner rectangle are still selected, choose the Boolean Assistant, and this time we're going to choose intersection AB. And that's it done. We'll just use the preview to have a quick look at what it's going to look like, make sure everything's okay, which it is. changing the layer order here so the engraving takes place before the cutting, and also changing the settings to suit my particular laser. You will have a different set of settings for yours for engraving and for cutting out. And once you do that, you're good to go. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.